You're listening to the Patenting for Inventors podcast with registered patent attorney, Dr. Adam Diamond, founder of Diamond Patent Law, the #1 source for securing your intellectual property needs. Now, here's your host, Adam Diamond.
Hello and welcome to the Patenting for Inventors podcast, episode 50, Amending Your Claims, Claim Status Identifiers. My name is Dr. Adam Diamond, a registered patent attorney and founder and owner of Diamond Patent Law in Los Angeles, California. I can be contacted through my website at diamondpatentlaw.com, that's D-I-A-M-E-N-T, patentlaw.com, or if it's too hard to remember, you can get to it through patentingforinventors.com, that's patenting, F-O-R, inventors.com, or call me at 424-281-0162. And while most attorneys can only practice in states where they're members of that state's bar, patent attorneys are actually allowed to practice patent law in any state, so feel free to contact me regardless of where you live. Now, just a brief overview of what claims are. I've talked about them in previous episodes. If we were to analogize intellectual property to real property, claims are like the boundary lines of your invention. You write up what your invention is as a set of claims, and if someone steps into your property, like for real property, they're trespassing, and if someone steps into your claims, then they're infringing your patent. I've talked about in past episodes also that the claims that you currently have that you originally write in your patent application oftentimes won't be allowed because they're technically not written in the right way, and these are usually called patent objections or claim objections. Sometimes the claim isn't allowed because you're claiming something as your invention that isn't new or obvious, and you can't just argue your way around that sometimes, and you'll have to amend your claims. Now, amending your claims means that somehow you're redrawing the lines and what you're saying that your invention is. It's like redrawing the property lines. Usually you're redrawing the lines or rewriting your claims to shrink your property lines. You're shrinking what you're saying your invention is so the examiner allows it. Usually what happens is that the examiner is basically saying that what you're claiming your invention is too large, and to be allowed you have to be a little bit more narrow and specific. That's not always the case, but that's typical case on why you might have to amend your claims. But you can't just rewrite your claims any old willy-nilly way and tell the examiner to review them again. You have to explicitly show how you amended your claims, and there are rules on how you have to amend them and how you have to mark up your old version of the claims. In this episode, I'm talking about how to label your claims to show the examiner that you made some change to it. And in the next episode, I'm going to talk about how to do the markup to your claims. Now first, where do we put the amended claims? You're going to have a section in your response called Claims, starting on a separate page from any other section in your response. If you make any amendments to any claims, you have to submit all your claims again. So if your application had 20 claims and all you did was amend Claim 1, you don't just resubmit Claim 1, you submit all your claims again. You start at the top of the page and write Claims as a heading. And below that, you might just write a simple single sentence that says, please replace any previous set of claims with the following set of claims. Then what you should do is cut and paste from your original Word file that you had for your application the entire set of claims. Don't try to retype them in because you're likely to make typos. You want the exact latest copy of the claims. For each of the claims, after the claim number, you're going to put a status identifier. A status identifier is what you're saying is happening to the claim and the response compared to what was previously submitted. This comes right after the claim number. So let's say we're talking about Claim 1. After the number 1, you put a period, and then in parentheses, you put in the status. And there are 7 standard claim status identifiers, and I'm going to go through each one of these in a little bit more detail. These are original, currently amended, canceled, withdrawn, previously presented, new, and not entered. So original is the easiest one. If you're not changing a single thing about that claim, you put in parentheses the word original. This lets the examiner know that this claim is exactly the same as it was when the application was filed. You keep all the words in the claim that were there. You don't just leave it blank. You have the word original and then the rest of the entire claim. The next one is currently amended. If you're changing any of the words or anything in there, even if it's just a comma somewhere, then after the number in parentheses, you put in 2 words, and that's currently amended. In the next episode, I'm going to talk about how you actually insert and delete words or sentences in amended claims, but for now, just know that you have to put in currently amended after the claim number. Next is canceled. Let's say for some reason you don't even want the examiner to review that claim anymore. There could be lots of reasons for doing this. Maybe you rewrote other claims to incorporate this claim so you don't need it anymore. So after the claim number, you put in canceled in parentheses. Now, if you write canceled, you have to delete all of the text of the claim, so nothing will appear after the word canceled. You just go on to the next claim number. The next claim identifier is called Withdrawn. This is a special type of identifier that's usually used in what's called a restriction response, but I haven't gone into those yet. In a way, it's similar to canceled in that you're asking the examiner not to review the claim, but you're only asking the examiner not to review the claim right now, but often you'll want the examiner to review it at a later time. This is not going to make much sense right now, but I'll cover restriction responses later, where I'll go into how to use the withdrawn claims. Now, withdrawn is different from canceled also because you keep all the text of the claim there. You don't delete it like you do in a canceled claim. In theory, you can amend withdrawn claims. You could write withdrawn amended, but I wouldn't worry about that special type of amendment now. The next status identifier is called previously presented. Usually what this means is that previously you amended the claim, so it's not original. But in the present response, you're not amending it any more than you amended it previously. So you're saying that you previously presented it, but it's not original. I like to actually write previously amended instead of previously presented, which is also acceptable, and I think it's just a little bit more explicit on what's happening to this claim. The next status identifier is new. After you submit your application, you can actually write new claims as long as the subject matter in those claims are supported in the application. You have to tell the examiner that's a brand new claim though. So after the claim number, in parentheses, you write new and then you put in your new claim. The last status identifier is not entered. Not entered is usually when you made some kind of mistake in numbering previously. Let's say when I submitted my application, I wrote in the claims, I had claim 1, 2, 4, and 5, but accidentally I forgot to put in claim 3. Now, when you do the next set of claims, you want to acknowledge that there is no claim 3, but you don't just want to ignore it. So in the next round, put in the number 3 after claim 2, and then in parentheses next to number 3, write the words not entered. There are variations of these that the Patent Office accepts, and you can see samples if you go to MPEP section 714. There's also a list of acceptable alternatives to these wordings that might be helpful to you, but really you should be able to label all your claims with these 7 status identifiers. In the next episode, I'm going to go into how to mark up your old claims to show that you amended them. If you want help with your patent application, you can contact me through my website at patentingforinventors.com. That's patentingforinventors.com, or call Diamond Patent Law at 424-281-0162. I'm Adam Diamond, and until next time, keep on inventing.
Thanks for listening to the Patenting for Inventors podcast with host Adam Diamond. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and review on iTunes. The contents of this podcast are intended for general informational purposes only. The facts of every legal matter are unique, and the content of this podcast should not be construed as offering legal advice for your specific legal situation. For more information and help with your own intellectual property needs, contact Adam Diamond at patentingforinventors.com. That's patentingforinventors.com. Or call Diamond Patent Law at 424-281-0162. The preceding information may be considered an attorney advertisement and does not establish any attorney-client relationship.